Hey fellow tennis nerds, back at the stringing machine. I've been playing tennis today, tried the new S6 rackets from Dunlop and the new head speeds. First impressions will be on my Patreon and also later on here on tennisnerd.net. Second day of the Australian Open, some exciting matches, better day than the first, although the first one wasn't bad. Andy Murray fought hard and with his bionic hip, he now managed to win in 5 sets over Basilashvili in a great match. Basilashvili, he hits the ball like a rocket all the time, gets a lot of unforced errors, but a lot of winners. Impressive power from him, but Andy Murray loves defending, loves a dogfight, and edged him out in 5 sets. Another good win for the Brits was Emma Raducanu. I thought she would lose to Sloane Stephens. Sloane Stephens came to the tournament not super prepared from a wedding and from her wedding, and she maybe wasn't her best, but well done Emma Raducanu winning that match. It was not the easiest draw, and I think she looked very relieved afterwards. She's had a lot of pressure, lost a big match a week ago, and now she's won one and a good match. So well done to Emma, and now I think some pressure is off after this, hopefully for her, because it's a lot of pressure to be a successful Brit. Other matches today, Safiullin, lucky loser, lost to Molkan from Serbia. That was a bit of a surprise. Andujar beat Jumhur. Maishrak beat Seppi. Seppi didn't play that well in that match. I did watch some of Musetti versus Deminor. I got some messages on Instagram. Does Musetti use the Extreme Tour that he used before, or does he use the new Boom Pro, which he tried briefly at the Next Gen Finals? From the head shape, I can only say that it's the old Extreme Tour, but painted as a Boom Pro. He's endorsing that model now. I don't think it's the actual Boom Pro. Didn't help him this match though. I lost to Deminar. Deminar is a good player, and Musetti, when you see the match, I mean, he plays some really flamboyant and impressive shots and in rallies, and he has periods in the match where he's really good, and then he kind of loses his focus and he starts missing, and you could see that in the score. I saw some of this match, as I said. I mean, he won the first set 6-3. But then he kind of lost the plot, 6-3, 6-love, 6-3 to Deminar. Taro Daniel came through against Barrios Vera. He is in a good form, so not surprising. Steve Johnson beat Jordan Thompson in a 5-setter. Not surprising that went down to the wire, 2 even players, and Johnson's a little bit stronger in that match. Yannick Sinner had no issue at all to beat Joao Sousa, and Bautista Agut defeated Travaglia pretty confidently in 4 sets. Kohlschreiber, he beat Cecchinato. Tiafoe had a rough one, a bit surprisingly. Really had to fight hard to beat Trungelliti. 5 sets. He was 2 sets up, lost the 4th, and then won in 5 sets. Taylor Fritz won in straights. Dimitrov 4 sets. A little bit of a hiccup, but not too bad. Benoit Paire fought hard for once and won in 5 against Monteiro. So very good. Well done Benoit, because he sometimes struggles with motivation. Another 5-setter, many of 5-setters in this round. Sebastian Baez, he beat Ramos Vinolas, which is what I predicted, but in 5 sets, so which is also kind of what I thought. One of my predictions that didn't go well at all was that I thought Mikael Ymer would beat Tsitsipas. It's a little bit out there, to be fair, but yeah, he lost badly, Ymer. 6-2, 6-4, 6-3 to Tsitsipas, so he is in good shape. Davidovich Fokina, he beat Alex Bolt, not surprisingly. Evans beat David Goffin. I don't think Goffin was in great physical condition. 6-4, 6-3, 6-love. As I said, Goffin did retire from a previous tournament, so I don't think he was in great shape. Cilic won. Auger Aliassime was down 2 sets to 1 against Ruusuvuori. Ruusuvuori is a tough opponent, young Finn, a very dangerous player. In the end, Auger Aliassime came through, which was impressive. He did win 6-4, love 6, 3-6. Not sure what happened there in the love 6 game set, in the love 6 set, but he did win 6-3, 6-4 in the remaining sets 4 and 5. Schwartzman beat Krajinovic in straights. Chris O'Connell beat Gaston, bit surprisingly to me. 7-6, 6-love, 4-6, 6-1. Machak, which I'm surprised he beat Ferrondolo, and we had the big serve guys, Cressy versus Isner. Was obviously going to be 5 sets between these 2 guys. Chrissy, more double faults, but more winners overall. He wasn't serving as big as Isner, if you look at the stats, but he was playing better tennis, also very efficient at the net. 7-6, 7-5, 6-7, 6-7, and 6-4. He got a break at 4-4 and then converted it. So Chrissy is playing really well, and it was a tough match to go through, but he did it. The big surprise to me was that Gasquet beat Humbert. I thought Humbert, the younger guy, the more dangerous next-gen kind of player, would beat Gasquet, but Gasquet came through 3-6, 7-6, 7-6, 6-3, so impressive by Richard. We had Van de Zandschulp beat Struff easily. Nick Kyrgios was his entertaining self. He also looked very positive, and although his outfit wasn't the best, in my opinion, I think the new Nike apparel overall is pretty so-so. And what are your opinions about the apparel for the Australian Open? Let me know in the comments. I might do a video about that. I'm quite interested in that stuff. The Nike collection, in my opinion, so-so, but maybe you think differently. Kyrgios did wear it and did beat Liam Brody pretty confidently. He did some underarm serves. He had fun with the crowd. Crowd loves him, understandably, and he won in straights. Medvedev also in straight sets against Laaksonen. Which brings up the second round for the men's, with some fascinating encounters already in round 2. First one to look at is Medvedev versus Kyrgios. It's a tough draw for Medvedev, but we know that Medvedev is mentally very strong, strategically very strong. He also has a great serve. I think he will beat Kyrgios relatively easily. I would say it's going to be a 4-set match, but I think it's going to be tough for Kyrgios. Medvedev is such a strong player. Then we have Gasquet, Van de Zandschulp. Very hard to predict. I think Van de Zandschulp based on how he played, but since, you know, Gasquet seems to be in good form, it's hard to say, but Van de Zandschulp is my pick. I think Cressy will beat Machak. I think Schwartzman will beat Chris O'Connell. Auger-Aliassime has a tough draw in Davidovich Fokina from Malaga, but I think Aliassime will win that one. Dan Evans, also a rough one against Rinderknecht. My prediction is Evans. I think Cilic will beat Gombos. Rublev should beat Berankis fairly easily. Tsitsipas has a tough opponent in Sebastian Baez. I think Tsitsipas, now that he seems to be in great shape. Fun, entertaining match, Dimitrov-Per. I think Dimitrov takes that one in 4 sets. All-American encounter, Tiafoe-Fritz. My prediction goes to Tiafoe. Bautista Agut versus Kohlschreiber. Tough match, will be a long one, I think. But Bautista Agut is a bit stronger, so in 4 sets, Bautista Agut. Sinner should beat Johnson. Andy Murray should beat Taro Daniel. Maishrak should probably lose to Alex de Minaur. Molkan Andujar, very difficult to predict. I would say Andujar. Nadal should beat Hanfman. And then we have Bonsi Khachanov. I think Khachanov, McDonald Karatsev. Karatsev had a really rough first round where he lost his temper and made a lot of unforced errors, but he should be back to some kind of form, I think, against McDonald and beat him. Manarino Hurkacz, I think Hurkacz in straights there. Shapovalov should beat Son Won Kwon. Köpfer, Opelka, I think Opelka is too strong. He looks to be in form. Albot Vukic, very difficult. I would pick Albot. Zverev should beat Millman. Berrettini should beat Kozlov, unless his stomach is troubling him still, but I don't think so. And Alcaraz, who's really bulked up, he looks much more fit now, especially like the muscly Alcaraz, and that shows that he's willing to put in the work. He should beat Lajovic. I think Alcaraz can go far in this tournament. Looks very strong, despite not playing any warm-up tournaments. And then we have Greek sport, Carreño Busta, tough one to predict. I would say Carreño Busta, he is very strong in these tournaments. You forget that sometimes he goes quite deep in Grand Slams and can also play really well on hard court. So I would say Carreño Busta. Mute Korda, tough one to predict. I would say Korda based on how well he played in the first round. It was really spectacular. Garin should beat Martinez, but tough one. Fun match, Monfils versus Bublik. I will say Monfils based on his form. Bublik I haven't seen that as much of, but Monfils in that one. Sonego should beat Otte, but that could be a tough 5-setter. And Kecmanovic, Paul, very difficult to predict. I would say Kecmanovic. So good second round matches. Lots to look forward to. I think Kyrgios versus Medvedev should be the big spectacular match on the men's side. So if we look at the women's singles results, Clara Tauson did win, as I predicted. Danielle Collins is going to be quite dangerous if she's in good form. Rybakina did beat Diaz. Halep, I think, is in good shape. So Raducanu is through. Sabalenka, I thought, would be upset, actually. I thought she looked a little bit so-so before the tournament, but she did go through after being down a set and a break against Sanders, a wild card from Australia. So she is through. Leila Fernandez lost to also a wild card from Australia, despite being seeded, so rough start for her to the year. We have Kerber lost to Kanepi, a little bit surprising. But overall, most favorites got through, like Swiatek, Muguruza, Rybakina, Halep. They're all pretty much through. No real strange upsets so far, a few of them. But let's have a look at the most interesting matches in round 2 on the women's side. Ash Barty should go through easily against Bronzetti qualifier. I think that should be a good win for Barty. She gets a good start to this tournament. Georgie also against Martinchova. I think Bencic Anisimova is a very good match. It's going to be very tough to predict. I don't really know. I would say Bencic for this match, but it's tough. We have Brengel versus Osaka. Osaka looked great in her first round, so I think she will win, but she will not have it as easy as she did in the first round. Sakari, another good player that could go for a run here against Cheng, should win easily. I also think Krejcikova should beat Wang. Alison Risk versus Ostapenko, a good match, an interesting matchup. I would predict Risk because she's been playing really well of late, and Ostapenko is a little bit up and down, going for it or going for everything pretty much. Svitolina should beat Tan, I think. Madison Keys seems to be in great shape. Also, I predict a win for her. Sorribes Tormo, Kostyuk, not that easy to predict. Would pick Kostyuk in the end. Paula Badosa should be able to go through against Trevisan. Kontaveit, Tauson, great match. Tauson started well. I think she can do the upset here. Danielle Collins should go through against Konju. And we have Halep versus Haddad Maya. I think Halep should go through. Raducanu has a pretty good draw here in this sense that she's playing Kovinic. I think she can defeat Kovinic. She got some confidence now from the first win, so I think she can go through there. Zidansek, Watson, also very difficult. I would say Watson in the end. Cornet Muguruza, this third seed, should go through. It's a challenge though. Swiatek should beat Swede Pettersson, but we will see. Kasatkina should defeat Linette. I think Sabalenka should go through as well. So some good matches, but pretty straightforward into round 3 where it can get quite exciting. So those are my predictions for round 2 Australian Open. Great day 2 as well. A lot of exciting matches. Nice to see Kyrgios in good shape and form. Nice to have Murray winning through in a 5-setter, seeing that you can be old and still play good tennis. And some good matches. Fun to see Raducanu get a bit of more confidence back. So lots of exciting tennis. What are your thoughts about these predictions, and what do you think is going to happen in round 2? Okay, that's it for this one. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.